Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo!
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I didn't even let you finish the intro, because today, this guy, talking about the event store, what you should buy, whether you're level 2, that doesn't count, or you're level 42. Either way, we don't care about the 52s, people. Y'all can do whatever you want. Y'all are buying your currency anyway. Who even cares? But what I do want to do real quick is give a shout out. Can't I give a shout out? I can, because this is my channel. If you have not already, join the Discord. And here's why I want you to do that. Because I'm not the only content creator for this game. In fact, we're growing our content creation community. And what I mean by that is live streaming, podcasting, YouTubing. It's getting bigger as the game is getting bigger. Because believe it or not, there's actually more people playing the game now than there was before. Because the game is getting better. So what I want you to do is check out Ultimate DJ. He has a podcast, Talking Trek. I think it's talkingtrek.com, actually, but somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And then also go to twitch.tv/BeckLikesPlants. She's a new player streaming in from the very beginning. That's awesome. We love having new players here, and she's freaking awesome. Also, check out No One Shall. Check out Ripper at STFC.space. All the other content creators. If you're not, you are missing out. But let's get into the event store and kind of answer your questions on what we think things are going to look like. So I'm gonna hop in mine real quick, and I wanted to make a note of this before I collected mine, but your KVR initiation token. So that battle that we have going on right now, make sure you go collect those from the event store. Why I got thrown up in there and not in a daily chest, I'm not sure. Sadly, I get the Romulan initiation token. Really sucks for me. I didn't want the Romulan initiation token. I wanted the Klingons. But if we go to the event called Bucket, good job, Scopely. You will then be able to join it with this. Now, for those who are worried in terms of dealing rep, you just got to kill Federation hostiles. So go about your normal business. And now this is going to give you more currency as well as Romulan credits, depending on which one you ended up getting. And then an SMS completionist token. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll start working on that a little bit later when I do my dailies and my rep grinding. Because Lord knows I got to do some rep grinding. Sadly, I really wanted the Klingon pledge just because I love the Klingons more. But it is how it is. Now we've got ticket events going on right now. We've got the ALB for the event store currency, with the top one getting ISO resin. Oh yeah, I forgot, this doesn't actually pay out any Talendarsec. Talendarsec. Yeah, I remember why they said it didn't pay out. But we have a lot of events that do pay out things. We've got our Battle Pass event, which is a Unity-based event, which kind of always pains me in the booty. You got your amalgam stuff going on. Many of you probably already completed this. For those asking, there is not a free-to-play path in at the moment, but there is a free-to-play path coming. Stay tuned for that. Then you have the Who's That Officer event, which requires you to just hit hostiles, or you can get bonuses if you're hitting hostiles with the option. This one is Wharf. That is the one for today. There's 2 Wharfs in the game. You can use either one. Then we've also got a ticket event that pays out currency, which was a complaint for some people. I do want to talk about why people are unhappy with this at the moment. You see, I'm doing 2 of them. Spent 2 tickets worth because I'm already going to mine ore because of my daily. So I went ahead and finished that, which gives me 6,000 currency. The big drawback for a lot of people is there's no uncommons in here, and you've gotten used to through December and November, not only having more resources in the game, but having a very, very high amount of uncommons included in there. And I think that was great. If you agree, like the video. And we are going to provide the feedback that we want more. I don't like that it's just the event currency, and I'll explain why in just a second. Using the power of a calculator and math. Scary stuff, right? Scary stuff. But let's keep it moving and go back to the event store. I'm going to talk about why the event store itself is probably the best event store we've ever had. And we'll go ahead and talk about currency. So I'm up to 70,000, and we've only been going 3 days. This is Thursday, started Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days worth. Now, I will say that you've already seen that I've done 2 ticketed events, but if we're going based off this, it gives us a rough idea of the currency that we're going to accumulate. We do know this is a 20-day battle pass and 19 days left in the event store. So if we were to take an average of, say, we were getting 20,000, and then we multiply that by 20, simple math, 400,000 event store currency. And this will vary player to player, depending on your level, what events you're getting offered, and where your alliance might score in various leaderboard events throughout the next couple of weeks. The good note, though, is that you're going to get enough currency to complete multiple things. Now, here I'm going to talk about the negative real quick before I talk about the positives. The negatives. For the uncommons that you are losing, for example, let's look at 3-star uncommon ore. If I had 400,000 currency, and that means I could spend with that 10 chest over there, 19,000 at a time. That means I could pull 21 times 5 means if I went the entire month with 400,000 currency to get this event store, I could only spend all of it for 105 uncommon 3-star. And players at like level 37, 38, 39 are getting more than that from events. Now you are still getting these resources in your battle pass. So you are still getting more, uncommons. It's not like the uncommon well is completely dried up, but it's a lot less than what people were used to. So if you go to your first one now, 7 uncommons, and then mine, because this is a level 41 account, 29 here at the bottom, that's obviously not enough to really give you the feel that the events had, where the events were paying out a tremendous amount. And what they did is what they do every time an event store rolls around for the end of arc. They remove things like uncommons and put in the event store currency. So an argument that needs to be made is better balancing of value. Not necessarily saying that they need to give you more event store currency, but simply lower the prices of some of the things in the game, like the 3-star uncommon or the 4-star uncommons that they let you go after in the event store if you want to. Simply going here for 5 is a waste. And it's crazy when you compare to other things that have better value. Like we tell everybody, you need to get a second Stella. Well, this allows you to get a second Stella. Now you can only pull half of any specialty ship in the store. Remember that. This is something that happens every time an event store rolls around. You can only get half in an event store. That's okay if you know that's how it's set up. And problems arise when, now that it says limit 10, but it didn't say that before, Discovery still says retrieving. The Devore says half, but the Vidar, the Meridians say retrieving. You can only get half of a ship in an event store. They never allow you to get the full. So that is something that we're hoping to get. But the point I was making is we're talking about value. I can get for half price, less than half price. So let's just say I want to get my other half of my Meridian. That's going to cost me a solid 75,000 of the event store currency. 75,000. That's it. That is a couple dozen uncommon ore in value. So you can see that there's a huge disparity here in value for the event store for certain items. And this is why we get into this part of the topic for the video. Some things are simply not worth going after. Also, frequency modulators has the wrong label and the wrong picture. Nothing's perfect. So let's start from the very beginning. I'm gonna go one by one of what I recommend you get and what I recommend you don't get. All right, so we've got our missions. We're going to ignore that. Now you've got a slew of officers. Basically every officer that has come out in this arc, the exception being the 3 that are currently in this month's battle pass, 2 rares and an uncommon, but everything else is there. Your Sela, Honor Guard Worf, Tomalak, Gowron, Martok, and we have the Borg as requested by a lot of you because people have wanted to be sourcing 3 of 10. So now she is in the store. And the values is really not that bad. You look at 10,000 or 10 for 60,000. But then we have these doubles here, which are very interesting. You'll notice that we get 10 shards for 30. 2 officers. I think this is fantastic. So if we look right next to it with a 3 of 11, to get 10 shards is 60,000. Well, I'm going to be able to get 10 shards, 2 of each, for 30,000, or spend 60,000 and get 10 of 2 different officers. It's literally double the value. It's not some secretly you're getting screwed here. These doubles give you more value. And if you're looking to do something like get Commander Riker up to another level for that officer ability for damaging against hostiles and Federation armadas, or maybe you're just doing it because you want to have better stats, or if you're wanting Picard to be able to get better critical damage, this allows you to get 10 shards for very cheap. Look at the Borg Miner, same idea. Look how cheap this is. 15,000 to give you 10 of each. That would almost get my 1 of 11 to the next level, increasing protected cargo for that ship, or 2 of 11, increasing my mining speed for any type of crystal, gas, or material. Those have value. So when it comes to officers, the main thing that I value are these 3. The double pack literally is double value compared to what the other officers draw. Now, one that's going to tempt a lot of players is Jayla, and it's something that I'm looking for because I am 12 shards short of Jayla, and I don't want to spend rare armada directives for the 10 to 15% chance that as the leader of the armada, I will win Jayla shards. So that's going to cost me 72,000 to get that. So right now I'm already doing math. 75,000 to get my Meridian. 75,000 to get my Meridian. 72,000 to get Jayla. That's a multiply. My bad, y'all. I'm over here doing math on the side and doing it badly. So that's at 147,000, and that was me assuming I'm getting 400,000 in loot. That's just a basic. Usually everybody gets between 350 and 450 in any event store. Sometimes it can be a little bit higher, but this is a good idea to have a baseline of what you're probably going to get. So now I've not even spent 150,000 yet, and I've unlocked Jayla based on the shards that I needed, and I've unlocked my second Meridian. Now it goes into things like, let's look at the cloaking values. Do these have values? Because we know the officers have values. I stress, go after things that you can't readily get. Cloaking you can readily get with faction credits, so I do not recommend purchasing these with your event store currency. Continuing my theme, get things that would cost you money. Meridian refit shard. Now here is something that you can consider getting that would cost you money. It would be a little bit pricey, but getting that for your isogen, which has become such an important part of the game, is important. To hop into the refits menu real quick, let me show you what that would cost. So if we come over here, we go to our refit screen, and here's our Meridian refit. We need 60. So now we go back and say, okay, what would 60 cost us in the event store? And the good thing is you're buying it all in one shot. If we go over to the Meridian skin. Now also, I did ask for like the Stella skin, the Invictus skin, stuff like that. We'll see, but that's 150,000 to pick up that skin. So now I'm up to 297,000 that I'm personally spending, and I still should be within the threshold of being able to get more. So now I've got another Meridian. Now I've got a refit that skin for the Meridian, and I've got Jayla unlocked. What else can I possibly go for? I never recommend these type of ships, the regular ships, because you can use faction credits or the away team store. But if you're very close, you look, go ahead and get it if there's value for you. Key is, what of these give you value? A second Meridian gives you value, but a second Vidar doesn't. A second Discovery doesn't. A second Stella does. If you have not obtained a second Stella, I 100% encourage you to go after that so that you can do it. And then as we go through the rest of this, I really don't recommend anything here, anything at all, even the Syndicate XP and the away team's trade XP. I think you should slow grind those and focus on things that you can't work on every day. Almost everything here you can work on every day. So don't waste on things that don't have long-term value for you. Officers last forever and can be very hard to get. Ship refits last forever, can be very hard to get. Specialty ships are very hard to obtain naturally, so go after those. So what I'm looking at maybe doing with the rest of mine, just to be honest, because y'all won't stop flaming me for having a terrible discovery, I might go and get more spore drive components. I really might, because with 25, 200 times 25, I can get 5,000 more for what I probably will have left in the event store. But maybe I'll go officers and level up some of the officers that I'm working on, and working on getting, say, the Borg officer, the Borg mining officers another level, or Galron and Martok, because they really need to be maxed to be effective. Hopefully this video gives you an idea of not only what you can procure in the game in terms of totals for the event store, but also what to spend it on. And if you enjoyed the video, well, it's real simple what I need you to do. I need you to smash that like button. See, it looks like this. It's over there on the other side of the screen. Ding the little bell to get notified of every time I go live and every time a video comes out, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And finally, check out the other content creators who are doing amazing work. And real quick, share my content out on your Discord, in-game, Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, wherever, so that we can grow, do more for you, do better for you, and hopefully have a dev Q&A coming out very soon. Appreciate y'all as always. Love you. Deuces, that's me. Live long and prosper. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. I'll catch you on the next one, and we outie.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.